Please join me in welcoming special guest Jason Howard, a program manager from the Windows Insider Engineering.
All right.
Got it.
Jason.
How's it going?
Good to meet you, man.
Jason,
Thanks for having me.
thanks
Yeah,
for
how are ya?
coming on the show.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
How about yourselves?
So why don't well,
Killer.
dude,
I think the show's been
It seems like a fun show, so I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, this show's
was
been
good.
great.
it was good.
Yeah.
Again, it's tough when we're doing these interviews
Yes.
because I think the chat struggles to tell us apart.
Yeah, yes, that's. I think that's the
Other
biggest
than
problem
that,
on the show.
we'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll have a schedule.
Yeah.
So, will you tell us a little bit about what you do at Microsoft?
So my name is Jason Howard, I'm program manager here at Microsoft. I am part of the Windows Insider engineering team. We run the Windows 10 beta program. Started back in November or October of 2014. Still ongoing today. Have tons and tons of insiders all around the world. There's over 10 million registered insiders. And then we have obviously an active participant base who take new flights, talk to us about Windows, things they want to see. If they find bugs, they report bugs, give us
Nice.
feedback. We try to change and update the product along the way and make it better for everybody.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
what is the Windows Insider? What is the entire program?
So the program in itself, if you look back at the history of Windows development, so you go back, back to 3 to XP, Vista, 7, 8, so on and so forth. There was very long, drawn-out beta, right? Where it would be there would be one beta build come out, it'd be 6, 8 months, a year. The next beta version would come out. With the Insider program, it was to bring those who were testing the product to give feedback and help us uncover bugs along the way, and bring them closer to the development cycle so that they could give us faster feedback, we could make more changes along the way, and to reduce that lag time in between.
Yeah.
So not only do we not have 3-year development cycles for creating builds of Windows, we're now down to 6 months. We're releasing biannually. We have insiders taking builds near weekly. We try to get builds out every single week.
Oh, wow.
And then we have different ring structures. So if you're like to live on the cutting edge and you're willing to risk some riskier stuff, right? You should be in the fast ring. If you prefer a little more stability, you can be in the slow ring. Or if you want to get it just as we're in essence finished, trying to push it out to the rest of the globe, you can be in the release preview ring, and then you can test like the in essence patch updates that kind of come out every month after that.
So why would someone want to participate? Like to all the people in chat right now, like what would you tell them to get them interested in?
Yeah, so the Insider program, it's a chance to get to see what's coming next before everybody else. If you have used Windows in the past, like if you want to test it out for your company, for your business, on your home machines, if you want to be the first of all your friends to know what's coming next and learn about the changes, the new features that are coming, and be able to tell everybody else, right? There's something to be said for being the person who's in the know, right? There's a spirit of being in the program. The same thing it happens with there's an Office Insider program, there's an Xbox Insider program.
Yeah.
Like Windows was the first to do it, and it's catching on, and other parts of Microsoft are kind of getting on board, and we're kind of bringing other teams into the fold. It's an exciting thing that we kind of kicked off, and once people saw the success and the feedback and the interaction we're getting with users who are in essence our biggest fans, right? They're the ones that are trying to connect with us soon and just kind of stay ongoing and knowing what we're doing. It's been an overwhelming success.
Yeah,
That's
really,
an awesome success story.
It's cool that like you get your biggest fans involved and like you're taking constructive criticism and ideas from them, and
Of course.
that's really awesome.
And that's the thing is constructive criticism, right? We're always open to feedback, right? Whether it's somebody wants to see a change in how a UI is set up, they want more colors, more options, rearrange your settings, things like that. We get everything from nitpicks on fonts and, hey, could this be a hue slider in this particular settings menu, things like that, all the way to, hey, this build, I can't boot my machine anymore. You guys really made a mistake here. So all across the entire spectrum of everything you can imagine, we get feedback on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So how would you describe a typical Windows Insider?
Somebody who uses Windows. Early on in the program, I would say it was the die-hard Windows fans that were more IT pros. Right? Over the course of the program, one of the things that we've done is focus on trying to make the program broader reach to more people around the world. The more groups of people that we can get in who have different types of interest and use the operating system in different ways, it helps us build Windows for the entire world. So it's not just folks using it in an IT lab or using it in a corporate environment or gamers only, right? We want people that if you're a creative type or if you want to set up and get your family members involved, anybody can be a member of the program. There are no restrictions other than as long as you were of legal adult age in your company, or excuse me, in your country.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and just have a computer that has
Yeah,
Windows
you
on
need
it.
a computer for that.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
So, can you walk us through how to kind of navigate the website, excuse me, and like explain how someone would join the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So thankfully, we just redid our website a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Like
perfect timing.
it's perfect timing for
Perfect
us to actually have this conversation. Insider.windows.com is the place to go and start. You start there. It gives you an overview of what the program is, what you're kind of getting yourself into, so you're not just jumping in blindly.
Sure.
It discusses the ring structures, so what the fast ring is versus the slow ring. There's tips and tricks, FAQs.
Hey.
Yeah, hey.
Nice. Look at that.
How to get the original build. So obviously you need to be on Windows 10. So you have to have a machine that's already either running Windows 10, or you can be on 7 and 8 and then take what's called an ISO. And if you're an insider, you will learn what an ISO is because we talk about it all the time. You take an ISO, put that on your machine, and it gets you into 10. If you're already on Windows 10, you can actually just go to Settings, go to Update, and then there's an actual Windows Insider item on the left column. And you can actually enroll straight from your machine. You don't actually have to go to the website. You can just start straight from your PC.
So it's quite easy.
Yeah,
all in all.
absolutely. And that was the reason for designing it that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. So how do you keep people updated? I know you guys were talking about Twitter a little bit. Is
Yeah,
that-
absolutely. So the main way we connect with users, inside Windows 10, there's the feedback hub. So we publish announcements in there. We also are on the Windows blog, which is just blog.windows.com.
Yeah.
There's a section for Windows Insider. But the main channel where we do external engagement is actually on Twitter. So you can find us on Twitter at Windows Insider. You can find me personally at North Face Hiker. I do a lot of one-to-one type troubleshooting and interaction. So you can catch the handles there. And then also my boss, who is Donna Sarkar, her Twitter handle is at Donna Sarkar. She is kind of the face of the program overall. She does the build announcements. She talks about some of the external engagements we do, like charity work, the Winsiders for Good program. There's all kinds of information that she shares, the information, the kind of the partnerships we do with marketing here at Microsoft. There's all kinds of good back and forth that happens there. So those 3 channels are in essence the big ones to stay tuned to.
Yeah.
And then of course we do additional outreach. So there's some folks from the Shell team that are actually out on Reddit. So if you're in the the Windows section of Reddit, then we also have the Answers Forum, the Microsoft Answers Forum. There's an entire Windows Insider section, so you can actually do troubleshooting and information sharing with other peer insiders there as well.
Nice.
And-
I love the engagement. On
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. You guys also on top of all of this, you guys stream, right?
Stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
stream.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
So we do monthly webcasts. I'll just say we got into it by accident, right?
Really?
Oh, nice.
So as part of the development cycle of Windows, over just say there's 6 months, right? We try to do 2 what are called bug bashes, which is during these particular phases, we're like super hardcore about trying to find bugs. Hey, tell us anything you haven't reported, or these builds were super duper laser focused. If there's anything important, we build a bunch of quests that are like, hey, you can walk through these scenarios and test out these new features you may not know about. And then there's different environments. So like when we launched Bash, so when there was Linux that popped up as this subsystem. When we launched in like the My People feature, we made some updates to maps, things so on and so forth. There's tons of quests that'll show up. So back in November of last year, we decided to host a webcast, and we just did this random broadcast on Twitter. We're like, hey, we're going to be live, and of course this was back when Mixer was still Beam, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we hosted one, and then people were like, hey, this was cool. So when February rolled around, we actually tried to do it again, and we got double the viewers we had the first time. And people were like, y'all really should do this more often. And we're like, okay, we got to make this a thing.
That is great.
Yeah.
So not only is it during the bug bashes now, what it's kind of turned into is a monthly series where I know most folks that are on Mixer broadcast very frequently. For us, it's a monthly type series. We'll announce it 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. It should go out in the Insider newsletter. When you register for the Insider program, you'll start getting newsletters from us once a month. We don't spam and flood you with emails. There's a ton of really good information in there. We'll announce schedules on when we'll be doing broadcasts, things of that nature. But we go through and do these, and we've tried to make this, in essence, an educational series. So like our June webcast was all about deployment, which is the process of us taking a build once we say it's ready to go externally to the insiders, making sure it gets to their machine, it installs properly, and then gets back up so they can actually boot in and become productive once again. And we're talking about error codes they might see, the different phases of the install.
Pretty in depth.
Yeah, so some of these get super technical in nature, and so it's a great opportunity for those who either don't know much about how the backside of Windows actually works to become educated on it, as well as those who like really they do this, like this is their daily type job, to give them some more of those insights and tidbits that they may know some of this, but we shine some light in the darker corners they may not have seen before.
Nice. More
is
teams
awesome.
should be doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
It's our viewership continues to increase months over month,
That's
and
so
one of the
cool.
things that we're trying to do a better job is actually say, hey, we're out there, we're on Mixer, we're doing this, and then do a good job of telling people when it's going to be.
So where can they find those streams? What's your Mixer handle?
It's mixer.com/Windows Insider.
Nice.
It's
Self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
Simple to the point.
Yeah,
And so there's the past VODs are still up there, right? You can see most of them there. And then as we progress, and of course, over the course of time, we're actually going to keep a full repository of them up on our website. So they'll also be up on insider.windows.com as well.
Awesome. One more time, the website for people signing up.
Insider.windows.com.
Nice.
This has been fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is
Absolutely.
great. Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
stopping by.
Yeah.
you, Jimmy.
Looking forward to the next stream, man.
Thank you.
Those streams are actually pretty cool. I've definitely tuned in.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Man, a lot of companies can learn from that.
Yeah. I
Just
think so
that kind
too.
of constant communication.
Yeah. Intimacy is what I would call it.
Intimacy.
Intimacy.
Yeah. Okay, that was weird.